What is up, you sexy beasts? Hope you guys are doing fantastic. I have rearranged my office once again. If you know me, you know that I can't keep this office looking the same. So the desk, it used to be against this wall. I've moved it there so I can actually film from behind the desk towards the wall. I quite like the idea of having the desk in the foreground like this, you know? So I'll put this camera on the actual tripod soon and show you what the final product looks like. But yeah, I'm really loving it. Hey Chip. Sup bro? Say hi. Chip's normally an outside dog. He's not allowed in the house, but I'm trying to teach him how to behave. Chippy, no scratching the carpet. Hey. I'm trying to teach him how to behave inside because I really want him to spend some time with me inside the house. It's gone pretty well. He's just been sleeping here for a couple of hours now. Look at these bad boys. The Matt Fraser Metcons. They're too pretty to use in the actual gym, so I just use them in the office as a prop. Okay, I'm gonna put this camera on the tripod, see what the new office backdrop looks like, and let's have a chat about my first tip that you should know when editing your fitness photos. Pachow! There it is. What do you reckon? I reckon that is really, really nice. Even if I have to say so myself, and I can zoom in, get rid of the roof, and just have the... Oh yeah, even that's nice. Mate, I just love it, eh? Just love a good backdrop. Anyway, let's have a chat about a couple of really handy editing tips. Now, before I get into it, I use Lightroom. Lightroom is basically the industry standard when it comes to editing photos. Okay, majority of photographers will use Lightroom. There are other ones out there, but Lightroom's kind of like the known standard one. And I would highly recommend you go ahead and download Lightroom Mobile. There's a free version that allows you to do a whole bunch of stuff. So tip number one when editing your photos is using a mask to basically highlight a certain part of the photo. Now let's have a look at this photo of Cara. She's in the garage, and you can see that her and Scotty on the floor there, they're quite dark, whereas the outside is quite light, because obviously it's a sunny day outside. Now, how do we change this so the focus is actually on Cara, so we actually light up Cara and Scotty without losing all the detail on the outside? So first of all, let's get the detail on the outside back by just changing the exposure. So you can see they've got a container pool in their front yard, which is unreal. So I've just dropped the exposure to basically show off the blue in the background, the blue water, which is awesome. But now look at Cara and Scotty, they're even darker. Now here's how we fix it. We go ahead and we select what's called masking. I'm gonna add a mask, and I just normally use what's called a radial gradient. So I've now selected that. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna click on the screen and just draw a circular kind of shape around Cara and Scotty there. And now when I apply edits, it's only going to apply it to that circle that I've made. So if I go back to my exposure levels now and I up the exposure, it's only going to bring up the exposure around Scotty and Cara. Look at that. So now we have maintained the exposure of the outdoors. We've still got the green plants, the blue water, but we've now also exposed Cara and Scotty in the foreground, and that photo looks unreal compared to what it was before. Now that radial mask is probably a little bit small, probably have to make it a bit bigger just to expose a bit more of the garage scene. That looks better. So there you go. Such a simple thing just to make a certain area in the photo pop and to also keep the exposure good across the whole image. Tip number two is to play around with the image temperature. Now, sometimes for whatever reason, the camera takes a photo and it might be really cold looking. So what that means is it might look a bit blue, or the skin tones might be like really white or blue, and you just don't know how to fix it. And it's a really easy fix, and that's just to play around with the image temperature. It could also be the other way around, where there might be like a warm light somewhere in the image, and the phone thinks that's the normal light that's in the room, and it makes everyone look really red. So a simple fix here, if you look at this photo here, I've just brought the temperature down. So let's say, for example, the photo came out of camera looking like this. You can see that the image is very cold. There's not a lot of warmth to the image, and a really easy fix is just to grab the temperature slider, which you find under color, by the way. So down the bottom menu, if you click on color, you'll see the very top one there is temperature, and I can just slide the temperature up until I feel like the image is now where I want it to be. It's a natural looking warmth to the image. Obviously if you go too far, you're gonna go completely kind of reddy orangey. The other way is completely blue. But that's an easy way to fix the warmth in the image and just find something that's natural looking. And tip number 3, I need to let you know up front that tip number 3, although it's a great tip, that is gonna be a setup for a online product that I'm selling with Cara Saunders. So just a little heads up, this is a legit tip, but also a segue into something I want to tell you about straight after. And that is to use a preset. Now a preset is basically a bunch of settings that someone's already created for you that you can just apply to your photo. So rather than you playing around with the settings, you just basically slap their preset on your photo and it applies all the settings that that photographer or that editor has created. Now, along with Cara, I have created 4 presets for her, or in fact, it's 12 presets, I guess. There's 4 main ones and each one has 3 variations. But I've created 4 presets for Cara to use on her photos, and we are selling those so you can actually use them. So just before I show you how to use presets in Lightroom Mobile, here's a little video that myself and Cara shot about our Lightroom presets. So my photography career started off in 2019 with this amazing lady giving me the opportunity to go to Hawaii and take some photos, and so it's pretty cool for me to be doing this preset pack with her. But I wanted to ask Cara why she takes photos and why she bothers making them look good.
Yeah, I think obviously there's like 2 components to me, right? Like one is, you know, I have an Instagram profile and I want to make it like look uniform and look nice and be presentable, but there's a whole nother side of that, and that is just like my family and my life and telling the story. And I think taking good photos and taking the time to take a photo and put effort into a photo can really help draw the emotion to the front and really create the mood of the photo, and it gives you something that you can actually look forward to looking back on, you know, like you want to actually look back on those photos and relive those memories, whereas if they're kind of just like random things here and there, it just doesn't have that same emotion and that same feel.
So we have 2 packs for you. We have the Daily Sweat, which is more a workout based preset, and then Cara's R&R, which is more a lifestyle preset, right?
Yep, exactly. We wanted to essentially capture the 2 things that we're most passionate about, being training and then cool lifestyle vibes, and give everyone the opportunity to create really cool images to look back on forever.
So go ahead, grab your presets, it will make your photos look amazing, and if you have any questions, please reach out, I'll be happy to answer.
Enjoy!
It really is pretty crazy for me to be at this point where I've now got my own presets out there with Cara, you know, after just, it feels like yesterday that I went to Hawaii with her and started off as a photographer. So it blows my mind that we're here now today, but I'm excited, and I've spent a bunch of time perfecting these presets, and they really are high quality, great looking presets that will work on most photos. So here we have a photo of the legend, the man, Matt Saunders, just walking down the driveway there. He's got Scotty on his hip, and we're gonna play around with a couple of the presets, a couple of Cara's presets that I've created, and I'll show you how this works. So down the bottom there, you'll see a button that says presets. I'll click on that, and that's gonna bring up all the presets that I've saved. So there's only 6 there at the moment. So the first one is Coastal Vibe. Let's click on that one. So I mean, that works, but I reckon the Market Day preset's gonna be just beautiful. Oh yeah, here we go. So you'll see there's Market Day, then there's Market Day Dark and Market Day Light. So Market Day Light there, just literally one click to me, that photo works as it is. So if I click and hold the photo, you'll see the before. That's the before, that's the after. And that's how powerful presets are. It's just one click and it just changes your entire photo. Now, actually installing these presets to Lightroom Mobile is a bit of a process, which I won't go through right now, but I have shot an instructional video on how to do that. So I'll link that in the description below. So whether you purchase our presets or anyone else's, the instructional video below will talk you through how to actually install that and use them. So we just released these presets yesterday, which is very exciting, and we're having a 48-hour sale on them. I think by the time this video comes out, there'll only be like 12 to 24 hours left. So if this is something that interests you and you'd like to grab them, jump on Wykie.co and you'll find them there. And myself and Cara, we really appreciate your support. And look, if you're not interested in this kind of stuff, I just appreciate you being here. Thank you for watching the videos. I hope those 3 tips were helpful. So tip number 1 was use a mask on your photo to really kind of isolate a certain area that you want to highlight or make pop. Number 2, play around with that temperature gauge to find a nice, warm, natural looking skin tone. And number 3, use some quality presets, maybe ours if you want to. And yeah, Hope that's helpful. Enjoy, create some great photos and memories, and I love you. That's it. Hope you like the backdrop. I'm looking forward to making more videos in here. It feels spacious. I kicked my wife out. She wasn't using her office space, so I kicked her out. So she's on the dining room table. I've got my office back for me and the dog. So, hey, stay sexy. Keep roaring love. Mwah. See you soon.